and we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans and be a part of the conversation. And come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/takesbyfans, or just go to our official website, takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab, and whenever we are live on the website. We are live right now. We're live on the website. Folks, it is that easy to watch Takes by Fans on a daily basis. You got multiple places to watch it, so there's no excuses out there to not watch daily. All right. Today is Friday, so we have to make our official picks for the week. Last week, we had to 4 out of 6 officially, 5 out of 6 unofficially, if you go by my math. And, I had a pretty good week. Yesterday, we chose the Titans. Did not hit on that, but we hit the Titans over 10.5 points in the first half, which was our bet that we only gave to the live stream audience. So we will go over all of our picks, our official picks. I'll do a little bit of a bonus with our points by a team over in the first half. I'll give you my picks on those as well today. We'll go over Thursday Night Football, and then we're out of here. So let's get into it. No real stories to talk about. This is just something that was just real interesting to me, breaking over the last half hour. Caron Butler will join the Miami Heat as an assistant head coach. Now, why did you think that was kind of important or interesting? Well, because Udonis Haslem is currently a player, and he's been kind of a big role, kind of assistant as he's playing, because when he was in the bubble last season, he didn't play at all, and he was just kind of a heavy influence just coaching the team. And so Caron Butler, former player, being an assistant, I just thought that was funny. So I saw this at 11:38 right before the show, and then I see this at 11:46. Udonis Haslem announces he's retiring. So the pickup of Caron Butler even makes more sense. They want kind of a former player on the team to kind of help out coaching and motivating. So that was it. All right. Let's get into Thursday Night Football. We've got Colts and Titans, and this one, Titans came out strong. Colts tried to come out strong, but the Titans defense held them for a little bit. But I got to give a little bit of credit to Phillip Rivers for just hanging in there. And it's not even all Phillip Rivers. It was really the Tennessee Titans special teams just absolutely killing them in the second half. And Phillip Rivers goes and makes me look like a liar. I mean, we were screaming, Tennessee Titans. I was talking about robbing Vegas last night because we were taking the Titans. And now look with Phillip Rivers. He advances to 6-3. They win 34-17. And Phillip Rivers doesn't turn the ball over, makes me look like a clown, and I don't appreciate it. This is definitely going to be a little interesting when we do our power rankings on Tuesday. How are we going to feel? How bad is this Tennessee Titans loss? Is it truly that bad? It is a little bad. It's a little bad that their offense really just kind of sputtered at sometimes. Ryan Tannehill couldn't get anything going early in the drive, or Derrick Henry couldn't get anything early in the drive. So that is a little bit concerning. The special teams is very concerning. I mean, it really started to go downhill with this missed field goal, and it was like 44 yards, and then the punt that only went like 16 yards. So that, once again, is a little concerning. But once again, this was a short week for both of these teams. This Titans team has been on primetime television a lot. They've kind of been in the media a lot with that whole COVID outbreak. So I don't want to penalize the Titans too much, but we are going to have to drop them a little bit when we do our power rankings. They are currently 3. We are going to have to drop them a little bit, but I'm not going to put the Colts in the top 10 just quite yet, unless something catastrophic happens, this Sunday and knocks one of these teams out of the top 10. Then maybe we squeeze them in. But I mean, I wasn't really impressed with Phillip Rivers. It was kind of just a lot of run. The run game was very good for the Colts last night. Michael Pittman Jr. was a beast for the Colts last night. Look at this man. 8 targets, 7 receptions for 101 yards. This man was all over the field, just kind of clutch whenever they needed that third down pickup or just kind of a nice chunk play to kind of jumpstart a drive. Michael Pittman was there for the, reliable catch. Let's go to Phillip Rivers, 29 of 39, 308 yards, touchdown, no pick. Nothing too exceptional by this man, but I will commend him for not turning the ball over. My one knock on Phillip Rivers is that, we see the lazy Phillip Rivers every now and then, and he did come out last night. He had me tweeting in all caps, classic lazy / doesn't care Phillip Rivers. I say it every week. This was in the first half. Before he ended up going on and winning the game. But yeah, I mean, we see some glimpses of it, but luckily for the Colts, he didn't turn the ball over. Titans never got that kind of short field, and the Colts walk away with the win because they didn't turn the ball over. So I have to give them a little bit of credit for that. But, the Colts, they're kind of like, once you give them credit, once, you start, opening up your trust with this Colts team just a little bit, then the following week, then that's when Phillip Rivers, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, like 200 yards, they lose by 10. We'll get that game as well. So we do want to hold off judgment. We don't want to overbuy this Colts team because they won Thursday night. We always know Thursday night are kind of wonky. We do see a lot of upsets on Thursday night. A lot of teams that should be performing well, not performing well for Thursday night. So let's not read too much into it. We will give the Colts a little bit of respect. I mean, if you win in a week, if you win your week, we have to give you a little bit of credit. Even if we don't fully like you, we have to try to be as unbiased as possible. So we will give the Colts a little bit of credit, not too much credit. All right. So, yeah, the running game for the Colts, absolutely fantastic. Nyheim Hines, I don't even know how to pronounce his first name. 12 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Fantastic. As I said, the passing game, you have a 100-yard receiver. You have a close to 100-yard rusher. You're good to go in the game. Now, let's look at the Titans now. I mean, if you look at their stats, you're probably like, how did they not win? This is what they put up on a weekly basis. Ryan Tannehill, 15 of 27, 147 yards, touchdown, no pick. That's kind of what he does. I mean, maybe the yards are a little bit lower. He's probably in the 180 to low 200s. So the 147 is a little low. Derrick Henry, I mean, this is kind of what we expect, except maybe the carries are a little low. 19 carries. We usually see him about 22 to 25. So 19 carries, 103 yards. He was still productive. So he was averaging 5 yards a carry. No touchdowns, but now let's look at the receivers. Ryan Tannehill didn't have that many yards, so don't expect too many big yard receivers, right? So Corey Davis, leading receiver for 67 yards. But then when you kind of look at who's catching the ball, I mean, he only had 14 completions. We see a lot of 1. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 receivers with only 1 catch. So not really building a rhythm, getting them kind of involved in the ball game, just one and done. You're not going to be too effective here. So big drop off here in passing. Definitely struggled. The Colts defense, I never really bought into it, but I guess we have to kind of take it as legit defense. They kind of really shut the Titans down thanks to kind of the special teams, but yeah, so that's the stats. Let's look at the highlights a little bit. We'll quickly just go through this highlights, point out things that are good, see if they kind of captured the essence of the game. We'll see. Yeah, so here we go. Titans, they were looking good in the first half. And look at this. I mean, this is what's good about this Titans team and Mike Vrabel being a good coach. Thursday Night Football, you need a spark. And what do? They fake handoff the first play of the game, and it doesn't go for a lot. It gets them probably an extra 5 yards. They start at their own 30 instead of 25. But that was a great play. And really on this drive, they don't show any of it. But it was real quick, up to the line, up tempo, let's go. Kind of trick, misdirection, just a nice drive starter to get down to a touchdown, flawless 6 plays. I don't think there was an incompletion or a negative play. Let's see, 13-yard pass play, 21-yard pass play, 3-yard run, 5-yard run, 20-yard pass play, and then they get the Ryan Tannehill short pass to Devontae Freeman for the touchdown. So, I mean, what a fantastic first drive. Mike Vrabel, great coach, getting his team ready to go, ready to play Thursday Night Football, primetime game, under the lights, on at home, division game for the lead. I mean, literally every storyline was there last night. So the fact that Mike Vrabel and the offensive coordinator and Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry just getting the offense prepared for this, a flawless 6-play drive, 3 minutes, quick and easy, 6 plays in, out, everything's positive, moving down the field. So that's why I was truly impressed with the Titans last night. Their first play, unfortunately, they could not keep it, going in the second half because the special teams really started to fall apart, hurting the offense, putting the Colts offense in great position, starting at the 50 or in, and, hurting, the Titans defense, allowing for, a short field, not too many more mistakes. All right, so this is a key play here. Let's run this back. In the highlight package, first down, they try to jumpstart this drive with a run, but fortunately for the Colts, they sniff it out, and, this stalls the drive, which, helped the Colts on their stall drive as well, so now they can come back. They force the 3 and out by the Titans, and now the Colts are set up, only down 7, and they're driving. We're going to get Phillip Rivers here. Nice little pass. Over the middle, slant, and he goes inside the 20. They're driving. They have to settle for a field goal, unfortunately. They're not showing all the third downs, are they? All right. So let's kind of go on this drive chart because early on, I mean, this Colts team, one thing that definitely impressed me last night about this Colts team is kind of their resiliency. When we look at their drive chart, their first drive, they went for it a couple times on 4th down. Look at this, 4th and 1. Jonathan Taylor up the middle, they get the first down on that. And then they try to go for it again on 4th and 1, but the Titans defense steps up. So it's a turnover on downs. On your first possession, that would definitely get any team down. And then your second drive, you pick up another third down. You're facing third downs, 3rd and 1 there. 3rd and 2, and then they have to settle for a field goal. So, I mean, this would get any offense discouraged. Turnover on downs, first drive. Second drive, we were we were in the red zone of Tennessee, right? Yeah, at Tennessee 6-yard line, and they have to settle for a field goal. So, I mean, turnover on downs your first drive, settling for a field goal when you were so close to the touchdown. So, and you're on the road, and, it's just a big game. So, a lot of teams would have folded in this situation, but the Colts, Phillip Rivers' resiliency here, I mean, their third drive, they go down and score the touchdown, and, and then they score a field goal on their last drive. So, they just really make the most out of it. And, I was definitely impressed with the Colts by that. So we have to give them credit for that, even though I don't want to give them too much credit. Alrighty, here we go. Titans still up 7-3, still in the game. Derrick Henry's going to get his right here. Look at this nice little run, 15, 17-yard run, perfect. Sets them up for a 50-yard field goal, and he nails it. But then later on in the game, he misses a 44-yarder. It's like, why? You're so hit and miss. Come on. And I think is he on the trash list? He's been on the trash list, I think. Is it this week he's on? Steven Gostkowski? No, a couple weeks ago. Unfortunate. He may have to go back on, unfortunately for him. All right. All right, here we go. So that was the 50-yard field goal, cash money all day. Probably would have been good from 55. Phillip Rivers now down 7. And look at this, just wide open. Michael Pittman Jr., absolutely fantastic. He had himself a game, folks. So now Phillip Rivers driving. I mean, this offense really worked for the Colts all night. I'm gonna be real with everybody. I think probably they didn't score on 2 possessions out of the entire game. Very, very good. The turnover on downs, and I think they punted once in the second half. Phillip Rivers, once again, just methodically moving down the field. And there it is. Hines again. He was all over the field. Catching, rushing, it didn't matter. Nyheim Hines for the touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers. Now we're tied at 10-10. Ryan Tannehill wants to answer. How do you do that? You jumpstart with Derrick Henry, rush to the right. It picks up 15 yards again. They can't stop him. A nice little misdirection here. And is that Corey Davis in? No. Smith in for the touchdown. Titans go up 17-0. And this is when we officially hit our Titans over 10.5 points in the first half. 3 minutes left, and they score 17. Absolutely fantastic. That is a winning bet right there. Alrighty, right before halftime, Phillip Rivers wants something. And look at this. Once again, they go to Hines. Hines was, the real deal. Hines and Michael Pittman Jr., making Phillip Rivers look vintage out here. Unfortunately, oh, this is it. This is it. Okay, hang on. This is when I tweeted, classic lazy Phillip Rivers doesn't care. Let me break it down in this film here. We got to go here just because we can slow it down and we can talk about it. We can break it down. We can set up the scene. So here we go. Going to break it down. This is so funny. This is why I tweeted it. All caps. Phillip Rivers doesn't care. Lazy. That was the play. All right, hang on. Here we go. Right. Yeah, we could start it from right here. All right, here we go. Let's break down the play for real quick. We'll set the scene. All right. Colts down 17-10, 16 seconds left. They're on the Titans' 9-yard line looking to score. The Colts have no timeouts. So what can you not do in this situation? Take a sack or throw the ball in the middle of the field and getting tackled inbounds, right? Those are the two things you cannot do because you have no timeouts. You want to at least get 3 points, walk away going into halftime, right? So you can't take a sack and you can't get tackled in the field of play, right? So let's see what happens. What does Phillip Rivers do on this play? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. 16 seconds left. 16. Phillip Rivers drops back to pass. Nothing open. Doesn't throw it away. Takes a sack. Takes a sack here. They have no timeouts. Everybody's hustling. It's a mad scramble. Get back to the line. We have to clock it. We have to stop the clock. And luckily for Phillip Rivers, they get the clock stopped with 1 second left. But, I mean, that's just pure luck. There was 16 seconds left on the clock at the start of this play. If there was 15, they would have been done. They wouldn't have been able to get the field goal. And this game probably would have been over. This would have been a huge another kind of momentum killer, just kind of pride killer. And you know, the Colts may have just came out flat after halftime because, you know, man, we could have had 3. We could have even had 7, but, you know, more importantly, we could have had 3, you know, made it even closer. But Phillip Rivers, man, he's always like this. Why is he always like this? So that could have been a real thing. Luckily for Phillip Rivers, there was still 1 second left on the clock. And we go back to this highlights here, and they kicked the field goal. And take the 17-3 deficit instead of 17-0. So just kind of even in their wins, even with the Colts winning, we still have glimpses of Phillip Rivers just being lazy, not caring, not knowing game situations, or just doesn't care. That's my opinion. I just don't think he cares. So we get it here even in the win. All right, we come after halftime. Hines again just rushing, picking up the first, gouging this Titans defense. They had no answer for him. Absolutely. All right, here they go. They try to get it in, but upon further review, they mark him down just short. So now they have to try it again, but it doesn't matter. They get it in anyway. Oh, hang on. What happened here? Was that 4th down? That wasn't 4th down. It was 2nd and goal. Hang on. What happened? What happened there? What happened here? What do we got? 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Why'd they back up so much? Turnover on downs. They got it down to the Titans' 1-yard line there. They get it down to the 1-yard line. That was 3rd and goal. Then they turn it over on downs. They try to run it again. So let's go down to these plays right here. 7:20. Watch this goal line stand by the Titans. Here we go. So it's 2nd and goal. We're going to get the play that we just saw in the highlight package here. Kind of the nice end around. Down at the 1-yard line. They initially mark it touchdown, but, you know, they go to replay and say that he was down at the 1-yard line. All right, so here we go. 3rd and goal, stopped at the 1. The bend but don't break defense of the Tennessee Titans. They run the ball, and he doesn't quite get there. So now we get 4th and goal. 4th and goal. Can the Titans stop it from the 1-yard line? Here we go. Handoff again up the middle. And it's stuffed again. And look at the Titans go. And, man, everything is still going right for the Titans midway through the third quarter. Everything is still going good. The defense just held them on the 1-yard line. Absolutely fantastic. Now is when the next drive for the Titans is where everything is going to fall apart, unfortunately. But I do want to just point out one thing quickly. What do I say? Trick plays means that the head coach does not trust the quarterback. That's always been my opinion, my philosophy. philosophy. And we see a lot of times, or we saw a lot of times in this game here, early in the first quarter, on 4th and goal, when they went for it on 4th down a lot, what did they just do? Who did they trust more? They trusted the running game more than Phillip Rivers. Here we go, 4th and 1, 2-yard run. They didn't trust Phillip Rivers to go and throw and pick it up. Unfortunate. And then we get another one, 4th and 1 here. Once again, they tried to Jay Wilkins up the middle, rush, didn't get there. So they're not trusting Phillip Rivers. These aren't trick plays, but these are just, 4th and 1. We need that 1 yard. Who do we trust more? Do we trust our running game or Phillip Rivers? And this head coach, time and time again in this game, trusted their running back, not trusting Phillip Rivers. So it's not that I don't trust this or don't like this Colts team. I just don't like who their quarterback is, who their leader is, Phillip Rivers. And I think Frank Reich maybe agrees with me a little bit because of all these kind of, the 3rd and goal. We just watched it. 3rd and goal, run up the middle. 4th and goal, run up the middle. There was no trick play kind of, to get, somebody free in the back of the end zone. Nothing like quick slants that they kind of felt comfortable with Phillip Rivers, slinging the ball in, a tight spot quickly. And the times that they did trust Phillip Rivers, he just never made the right decision or waited way too long. Like, it was just real bizarre to watch. So I think Phillip Rivers, we all know he's on a 1-year contract this year. I don't think there's any doubt that he's definitely out this year and that the Colts will be either drafting their future quarterback or they do have a rookie on their squad right now. Can't remember the name, but they are the Colts. I believe will 100% move off of Phillip Rivers after this year. I think it's pretty clear. I don't think that's like a hot take at all. So yeah, well done by this Tennessee Titans defense. Steps up absolutely huge there. I mean, truly huge. All right. We can get back into the highlights here. All right, hang on. Let's go back to this play right here because I think it will highlight what I was trying to articulate a little bit. 909. Is this the play? Let's see. All right. Phillip Rivers 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. This was before the, the first down stop. And this is what I'm talking about. Kind of like just this right here. This kind of play that's out to the left side, out to the flat. He like pump fakes and then throws it to him. Like, you just have to throw. If it's there, take it. But now it's definitely even more covered. He has no room on the sideline. So it's just him holding the ball way too long in the red zone. I understand why Frank Reich doesn't trust him to pick up the 4th and 1s, the 4th and goals, the 3rd and goals, the 3rd and 1s. It's just way too late coming out. Right here, hit it right there. It's there quickly, but he hesitates, he pump fakes, and then he throws it. It's just, and he's staring him down the entire time, right from the snap, so he saw it the entire time, way too long. He's just not a good quarterback, and he kind of got bailed out here. That's all I want to say, that Phillip Rivers got bailed out. Phillip Rivers didn't win them the game. This is where they win the game right here. Not right here, just in a second. So the Colts down at the 1, turnover on downs, absolutely fantastic. Now the Colts get the ball back because, once again, they don't show it in this highlight package. Not a great highlight package, not showing everything. All right, let's go back here. We gotta do it ourselves, unfortunately. All right. So after that drive that the Titans did absolutely fantastic defensive work, stopping them, multiple times on the goal line. Here we go. The punter, the special teams, has to punt it from his own end zone. And what does he do? Goes off the side of his foot? Like a 16-yard punt? They started, where do they mark this? Look at this. They mark it at the 20... The 27-yard line gives Philip. I mean, anybody can go 27. I can go 27 yards as quarterback. So this is just easy. This is easy. The Titans defense was just on the goal line. Now they have to try and do it again for 4 more downs. I mean, out of 6 chances, how many times do you want to stop a person on the goal line? I mean, truthfully. So special teams really just put the defense in a bad position. Hines again, finally. I mean, 7th time's the charm. You can finally get it running up the middle 7 straight times. We get it. So the Colts now finally take the lead. Titans have lost all momentum. They can't pick up the 3rd down. This is a dropped pass as well, but I do want to kind of scold Ryan Tannehill. Quarterbacks on 3rd and 9, please throw it to the down marker. Do not throw it, a yard, 2 yards short, thinking that the receiver is going to have time to go upfield and get that extra yards after the catch. It doesn't work. You're not doing that. So, and then once again, the special teams flounders late third quarter. I mean, the Titans were winning this game, folks. The majority of this game. Don't let that kind of cloud your judgment of the kind of what happened in the totality of this game. Once again, special teams block punt goes in for the touchdown. I mean, that's a huge 14-point flip here for the Colts. The game's over. The momentum is gone. There's nothing you can do. This Titans team isn't really that kind of high-flying offense that can go and get you a quick score when they need it. But Ryan Tannehill, methodical drive, sets them up into field goal range to cut it down to a one-possession game with 12 minutes left. This would have made it kind of a new game here. The Titans would have had some momentum defensively and offensively. The defense is saying, hey, let's stop him one more time. We can, we trust Ryan Tannehill to go down and get the touchdown. If we give him a chance here, 5 minutes left, we give him back the ball, he can go down and tie it up, right at the end of regulation. So the defense gets momentum if he makes the field goal. The offense is like, hey, we just drove down. We got points off that drive. That's huge. We haven't gotten points on drives at all this half. So this is great news. But what does he do? This man misses a 44-yarder. He just made a 50, and now you miss an easier one at a more crucial time. So the special teams really just screwed the Titans over this game. Not good. Not good. Now Jacoby Brissett gets in the game, and he thinks he's good. He's going to try and rush it for the touchdown, and he gets in. Garbage time touchdown. Congratulations, Jacoby Brissett. I'm not going to clown him too much because I do like him a little bit. I don't think he should be starting, but I definitely think he is a good, solid backup that I would like to have on my team. Now you're down 34-17. I mean, the game's over at this point. If they score here, great. If they don't, it doesn't really matter anyway. Ryan Tannehill can't make those completions like that. Ryan Tannehill and this Titans team, if they get down, they're kind of screwed. That's why I was kind of surprised when they came back against that Houston team. That's why I say this Titans team isn't that kind of team that puts up 42 points. That was kind of an outlier game where they got down in the fourth quarter and magically they were able to get those long shots down the field, those big plays. But that's not this Titans team. That's not Ryan Tannehill's game. And when they get behind, you can't do anything because you can't establish the run when you're behind 17 points. And Ryan Tannehill, unfortunately, doesn't have the ability maybe 10% of the times he can do this, but he doesn't have the ability to make those big throws down the field in clutch situations when they're down. That's just not his game. So Titans playing from behind is never good, and the special teams put them behind big mid-late third quarter. So this Titans team, they were the better team in my opinion kind of throughout the entire game. The Titans defense stopping them on the goal line. I mean, that's hard. That's coaching. That's everybody buying in. So we still like this Titans team overall. That's why we're not going to penalize them too much because, I mean, the special teams really killed them. Up until that point, I thought the Titans were actually beating the Colts. They were actually beating them. I don't think it was like a tie game or anything like that. I think the Titans, up until the botched punt, the Titans were actually going out and beating the Colts, stopping them on the goal line, bending, not breaking, decent scoring attempts up until this point as well by the Titans. So that's what we get. Unfortunately, we don't hit the bet with the Titans +1. We lose it, and the Colts win at 34-17. So well done to the Colts. Unfortunately, Tennessee, another loss here. Alrighty, so that was Thursday Night Football. But let's go into our next segment, our official picks. We guessed and reacted to the lines yesterday. We slept on the lines, and we're feeling good about our picks. Let's remind everybody what we did last week. You can always check our picks. We always keep record of them at our website, takesbyfans.com. Then you go to the Daily Picks tab. So let's go to the last weekend. This is what we did last week. 4 out of 6 officially. Ravens -1.5, that hit. Saints +4.5, that hit. Bears +6.5, that one didn't hit. We lose it. I mean, the Bears lost by 7. This is the one that I'm kind of edging up into my favor a little bit because we kind of called it right. Unfortunately, the half-point hook killed us. So we get the Bears +6.5 wrong, unfortunately. Seahawks -3. wrong all day on that one. The Bills beat them. Dolphins plus 4.5. We got that right. And Panthers plus 10. We got that right. So officially 4 of 6 last week. We did not hit our moneymaker yesterday, but we did hit our special play of Titans over 10.5. So 50-50 yesterday. Titans money line was our moneymaker yesterday, and they lost, as we just saw. Alrighty, so here are our official picks. We do 6 picks overall, and we like to break them down into 2 sections. Our first section is the lock section. These will all hit 100% guarantee. I mean, folks, we just showed you the 100% last week. These were our locks last week, folks. They all hit. Show me one that didn't hit. Show me one of these 3 picks right here that didn't hit. I can't see one. So we're looking to go another 100% in our locks. These are locks. You can bet whatever you want. $100, $1,000, $1 million. Donald Trump bet the White House on this game, on these locks here, this 3-team parlay. So these locks, our first section is the locks. These will all hit. And then, so we had 3 picks in that category. And then we have our 99% guarantee section. We feel very confident about these, but as the name would suggest, there's about a 1% chance, something that we can see going wrong that could potentially ruin the bet, but we still feel very confident taking it, and we got 3 picks in that as well. So without further ado, let's start with our locks, and our first pick in our locks section this week is going to be the Miami Dolphins minus 1.5. I mean, folks, can we get real for a second? If you're just objectively looking at this line, Chargers at Dolphins, Dolphins only minus 1.5. What are we talking about? Vegas is saying on a neutral field, the Chargers should be favored by 1.5 on a neutral. Why? They're 2-5. They can't win games. They lose close games, but that means they're not clutch, bad coaching, bad situational football. That's good. That's good to Vegas. That's more impressive than teams that are actually winning games. I must have forgotten the memo somewhere. So Dolphins getting a little disrespected here. I mean, they just went on the road, faced kind of a red-hot Cardinals team whose defense was absolutely tearing through this league before they hit the bye. So Miami got a well-rested team at home off of a bye, and we still win it and have no turnovers, but the Dolphins at home are kind of getting a little disrespected here. So we're going to obviously take advantage. We're going to beat Vegas at their own game. Dolphins minus 1.5. It's a lock, folks. They're at home. Tua's looking good. Yes, we don't have Preston Williams. Okay, that's not going to hurt us. Tua can throw to anybody. I truly believe that. Jordan Howard is still running the ball. Matt Breida may come back as well. So it's our defense that's going to definitely hurt the Chargers. I mean, Justin Herbert's good, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he's faced a defense quite as good as this Dolphins defense has been. Rookie quarterback can make Justin Herbert definitely uncomfortable, and they can't win. They can't win. Yes, they'll have leads maybe early first quarter, but they don't lead at the end of the game. That's why they only have 2 wins, right? I mean, folks, this is very disrespectful. I think it's a little blasphemous if you would say that. And this Dolphins team minus 1.5, I think it's a lock, folks. You're basically only asking them to win. You don't really have to swallow too many points at home. Tua's 2-0 as a starter, looking good. 2 touchdowns last week. I mean, folks, the offense was scoring. We put up 34 points on the road. I cannot stress that enough. So Tua back at home, feeling even more comfortable. I mean, everything's just lining up for this Dolphins team. The Chargers, I forgot, they cannot win the game. They cannot win games. We talk about them every week. Justin Herbert getting them down, the goal line last week, having 2 shots, but they didn't convert it, so we have to count it as a loss and incomplete passes. It's unfortunate, but that is the reality that we have to live in, folks. So Chargers, they may have the lead, but it doesn't matter. They'll squander it at some point. They'll flounder. They'll get ultra conservative in their play calling. If Justin Herbert hits a 50-yard pass, his first drive, okay, it won't matter. By the fourth quarter, they'll be, dinking and dunking. It won't matter. So Chargers here, plus 1.5. There's no value in that. Dolphins at home, 2-game winning streak, feeling good, feeling confident all day. Dolphins minus 1.5. Alrighty, our next pick in our locks category, we're going to go Raiders minus 4, and it's truly just because we're over. I do like Drew Lock as a quarterback, but, I mean, what have we been doing these last 2 weeks? I mean, waiting to the fourth quarter to put up 27 points? Are we supposed to be impressed with that? Like, the game's already over. The game has been 75% completed, and you just, now you want to play quarterback? So we're not falling for it. This Raiders team has really stepped up after that kind of bad beating down by the Bucs a couple of weeks ago. So they've kind of been on track, since that point. They're good at home. This Raiders offense, has the ability to go up and put up 30 points. They have that ability. This defense is pretty good as well by the Raiders. I like the speed of the defense here. And, Drew Lock, he hasn't been showing out here. So this Raiders defense, I think, should be able to handle the Denver Broncos. The Broncos defense, which is probably the best thing about the Broncos, they don't really travel very well. The Broncos are good defensively at home, but when they have to travel on the road, they're not that good. So they get the Raiders here. Raiders -4. I don't think that's too much to swallow. I think they won by 5 last week, and they were on the road. So, being at home here against, Drew Lock, another quarterback, or just a quarterback that doesn't play into the fourth quarter, that doesn't impress me, folks. I don't care about the stats at that point. The game is already over. The defense just doesn't care anymore. I mean, when you're blowing out a team, everybody's been there, whether, you're doing an actual sport or you're just doing a game or something. You've been there where, you're winning by a big margin. You lose focus a little bit. Everybody does. I mean, that's not a knock. It's just, you're like, man, I don't have to go 100%, so I'm not going to go 100%, or I'm going to try something new. Oh, I've always wanted to try this in a game scenario. We're up 21. Hey, I can do that. I can see how it works. Oh man. We got burned for a touchdown. Oh, I can't do that anymore. Well, now it was kind of a carefree, consequence-free moment here. So I think the Raiders are going to be fine here at home. The offense is good. The defense is solid. The Broncos, they don't play into the fourth quarter. Drew Lock doesn't look good into the fourth quarter. The Jerry Jeudy doesn't get the ball to the fourth quarter. Melvin Gordon wants the ball, but he doesn't get it to the fourth quarter, but he's not good anyway. So this Broncos team, they're just not good into the fourth quarter. So I'm going to expect this Raiders team to be up big by the fourth quarter and just hold on maybe if they start to come back. I really don't see any too much trouble here. Raiders -4, Broncos another road trip. I think this is the last road game. I think they're back at home next week, so little overlook here in the game. I only have to give up 4. I don't think it's too much. Alrighty, then we go to our last pick in our locks category, and I'm gonna call this one just solely based off of narratives. Truthfully, we're gonna go Bucks -6 here. Panthers, what happened last week? They looked very good offensively, the best they've looked. Why? Because Christian McCaffrey was finally back, but he gets injured again in that game. So I think this Panthers team is going to be kind of demoralized a little bit offensively. They've lost their last 3 games, folks. It's looking bleak. Christian McCaffrey once again out. The offense was just starting to get going, so I think they take a little bit of a step back offensively. And what happened with the Bucks last week? They got absolutely embarrassed on national TV. I mean, we just put Tom Brady on the trash list. Folks, that says everything of the way that the Bucks performed last week. We hear every week that this Bucks defense is one of the best in the league. I don't see it every week. So expect the Bucks defense to step it up a little bit here. Expect Tom Brady to go and throw probably 4 to 5 touchdowns. He's going to want to air out the ball. He's going to have, Mike Evans as a touchdown, Antonio Brown as a touchdown, Scott Miller probably 2 touchdowns. So expect Tom Brady to play very, very aggressive, very vengeful, very loose. So expect the Bucks here to score a lot of points, and the Panthers not. I mean, I do like this Panthers offense even without Christian McCaffrey, but having him back for that not even whole game, and then him being taken away from the team again, I just think it's just going to crush the soul of this Panthers team. So, just because of these narratives here, Tom Brady gets embarrassed, the Panthers, get a little bit of, a step back, just getting stabbed in the gut there with Christian McCaffrey being out. That's kind of why I love the Bucks here, -6. I think they kind of win this one easily, no problem. They put up easily 35 points. The Panthers struggle to put up maybe 17, and -6, you're good to go there. So we're just going to play the narratives here. I think it's just everything's lining up perfectly for this game, and we only have to give up 6. We catch that 7 hook, absolutely good. So perfect. So these are our locks. You can bet it. We get plus 597. You put $500 on this. You're looking at $3,400. Absolutely fantastic. 3,400, folks. We're not talking about 340. We're not talking about 34. We're talking about 3 big stacks, baby, with the mini stack of 4. However you want to look at that. All right. So those are our picks. Dolphins -1.5, Raiders -4, and Bucks -6. I thought that stack thing would sound a little cooler, but it did not come out cool at all. All right, here we go. And then we go to our last three picks, our last section, our 99% guarantees. Feeling very good, but something could go wrong, and we'll tell you what that is. So we'll tell you our first pick here is going to be Texans plus 3.5. I think the Texans offense is better than, or has the ability to be better than the Browns. Deshaun Watson is better than Baker Mayfield, and the Texans have 4 wide receivers, where the Browns now, unfortunately, only probably have 1 now that OBJ's out. Couple things that are definitely going to benefit the Browns in this game. I'm not denying it. I think Nick Chubb may be back this game. I haven't been able to find anything concrete on that. And then, the Browns are coming off of a bye. So Stefanski should have should have had an entire week to scheme good plays for Baker Mayfield that will work against the Texans. But I just feel like this Texans team offensively, they can hang. They can put up the points. So I'm getting the Texans and 3 points here. Baker Mayfield, he's really been hit or miss. He is coming off of a bye. That's probably the only reason why I'm a little hesitant on taking the Texans plus 3.5, because the Browns are off of a bye. But I'm going to swallow it here. We still feel confident. You get you get that extra hook. If the Browns win by 3, you cover with that half a point. I just love it. But I just feel I truly love this Texans offense, and I love Atlanta's offense. I don't care about the record. I know these teams can put up the points. They have the weapons to. They have the ability to. The quarterbacks, the arms can air it out whenever they want, and they have some daring head coaches now, since they're kind of playing consequence free. Both coaches got fired, so the Texans should just still be playing loose. Still should be good to go. The offense should put up points, and I can't trust Baker Mayfield without OBJ. He only played 1 game without OBJ. He's really floundered. 6 points against the Raiders, folks, at home. Without a bye here, the Browns probably will struggle to score, but with the bye, Kevin Stefanski is going to scheme Baker Mayfield to some easy points this week, but I think the Texans offense can keep up with it. Alrighty, our second pick here is, we may sound crazy for this, but I like it. I like the points here. We're going to go Bengals plus 7. Division game. Close game. Games are close. Division games are closer. I say it every day. Bengals plus 7. All right, look. This Bengals offense, they throw the ball like 45 times every game. They air it out. They air it out every single game. So they can put up points. No doubt they can do that. The Steelers, Big Ben got a little roughed up last week. He's good to go. He's going to start. He still played in the game. He never actually went out of the game, and he still was throwing touchdown passes after the injury. So yes, he's good to go. He didn't look very comfortable in the pocket, moving kind of, it was kind of just like classic 1-2 step drop back, so he wasn't moving too much after that injury. The Steelers defense is obviously fantastic. They will cause Joe Burrow to have some trouble, absolutely. The Steelers are home. That's definitely a green flag for them, absolutely. But division game, the Bengals, they just throw the ball. That's it. They throw the ball. So I think it's definitely going to hurt the Steelers defense a little bit. The Bengals are going to be airing it out, while Big Ben he's been dinking and dunking this entire season, folks. Do not let it's Ben Roethlisberger, he's probably airing it out like Aaron Rodgers is, right? They both got arms, they're both Hall of Famers. No. This new look Big Ben is dink and dunk, unfortunately. So I think it's just going to be very vast differences here offensively. You're going to have the gunslinger and Joe Burrow, and the dink and dunker of Big Ben. When would you have ever thought those words would be uttered, right? So I get 7 here in a division game where we have to call it how it was. The Steelers, they kind of let the Cowboys hang around last week, right? Just a little bit. So we get the Bengals here plus 7. Joe Burrow's no stranger to airing it out. They're going to be airing it out this game. Joe Mixon, no Joe Mixon, it doesn't matter. The offense is kind of the same with or without him, because they throw it so much. So I just love that the Bengals aired out. Joe Burrow's a good quarterback. He's the best rookie quarterback there is, in my opinion, folks. Even better than Tua, in my opinion. So we get the Bengals here. The one red flag that we kind of saw yesterday on the show was that Bengals, in their other division game against the Ravens, they put up 3 points. Not good at all. Did not even cover with the plus 7 that we would have gotten here. So I'm gonna just think that the Steelers offense is gonna be a little limited this week. while the Bengals offense, I mean, this isn't anything new that Joe Burrow is going to see. He's going to air it out. He's going to throw the ball 45 times. Do they score in those 45 pass attempts? I hope they put up solid numbers because we're only getting 7. So we like the Bengals +7 here. And then our last bet to round out our 99% category is going to be, oh my God, we're all over the place here. All right. We're going to go Bears +3, and are we crazy again for buying into Nick Foles? Probably. You should lock me up into an insane asylum for still betting Bears +3. But, Monday Night Football, primetime game, Bears at home, and 3 points. I mean, folks, how am I not going to take the points here? How are we not taking the points here? The Vikings, what are they good at? Running. What are the Bears good at? Defense. Do you think that they're going to be able to stop the run? I hope so. I believe so. I think, Dalvin Cook, running for 200 yards every game is not something that happens. That we don't get this every season. So back-to-back games with 200 yards. Is he going to have 3? Most likely not. So we're playing that angle as well. This Bears defense is very good. He should be able to take away what the Vikings do best, which is run the ball. So now we have to trust Kirk Cousins on primetime television, who's been turning the ball over very, very much when he's asked to throw it more than 20 times. So we get Nick Foles. I mean, he's still not putting up the points. He threw it 50 times last week and still wasn't scoring. I don't know what the heck is going on. The accuracy still looks pretty good. I mean, I'm still pretty impressed with it, but he's not scoring into the fourth quarter. That is definitely, a huge red flag, especially when you're only getting 3. If you were getting, 21, you'd be like, yeah, we don't care if he scores, put up 3 points. We should still be good at that point. But Nick Foles, he's going to get me killed. I don't know. Bears +3. I got to take it. He's going to have a good game at some point, and we're just waiting for it. We get the 3 here. The Vikings, they have to depend on the run game. I expect the Bears defense to shut down the run game. Now Kirk Cousins has to pass, and when he passes, folks, he's throwing 3 interceptions a game. I mean, that's all there is to it. So we're going to get the Bears here. It's probably not a high-scoring game if the Vikings are just going to run, right? So low-scoring game. I get the 3. I get the home team. I get primetime game. I get the better defense. Close game. Let's bet a close game. Let's take the points and ride it out. So that's what we got in our 99% guarantees. Texans +3.5, Bengals +7, and Bears +3. We're taking the points, folks. You take the points. Always take the points. Most of the time, take the points. And this is +557. You put 500. You're looking at 3,200. You get a little less value with the non-guaranteed locks. I don't know what you want from me. All right. So a lot of money here. You can win it. 99% guarantees are good to go. Alrighty, now let me just quickly. We're gonna go through a couple of my favorite bets. I'm batting 80%. I'm gonna say it. I'll say it. I'm batting 80% when we do these points by a team in the first half. We just called it yesterday. Titans over 10.5. That was easy. They put up 17. No worries there. Easy. And we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 of them for you. So if you want to guarantee even more money this week, if you didn't like our locks, if you didn't like our 99% guarantees, you can bet these. These will all hit, once again, guaranteed. We are very good at these. So the first one we are going to do here is going to be Giants over 9.5 in the first half. They're at home. I mean, Jason Garrett's having, scheming good ways for Daniel Jones to move the ball down the field quickly. They can drive down the field, touchdown, field goal, very simple. You don't need 2 touchdowns, so, no worries there. Carson Wentz is turning the ball over. He's turning the ball over in the first half, second half. So, we get a turnover here, short field, easy points. We only need 2 scores, touchdown, field goal. So, no worries there. Giants over 9.5 points in the first half is a guarantee, folks. All right, so we've got that here. Let me, we can keep this one up because we can parlay these if you would like. So here we go. Giants over 9.5. So we keep that up. Alrighty, now we go to the Ravens game. Ravens and Patriots. Here we go. Who are we going to take? Well, we're not taking the Patriots because theirs is wild. We're going to take Ravens over 12.5. This offense, I mean, yes, we've all heard the narrative that, the defenses are calling out the Ravens play right before them, but you're running read option. I mean, anybody could say read option. The part of the read option is we don't know if you're keeping it or not. That's the trick of the read option. I don't care if we're running the read option because we've got multiple handoffs. That's the distraction of the read option. So, Ravens, they can score at will. They can score fast. They can score fresh. This Patriots team, Cam Newton, he hasn't been throwing touchdowns, so this Ravens defense can probably get a quick turnover, if they need to. So Ravens only 2 touchdowns here, over 12.5. It's no contest for Lamar Jackson. I mean, primetime TV, look for this Ravens team to really solidify themselves. This Patriots team is not good, unfortunately. So I really expect the Ravens to really run up the numbers here very quickly. So Lamar Jackson can score at will. They probably force at least 1 turnover off of Cam Newton because this Ravens defense is good. So, over 12.5, absolutely fantastic. Easy. All right, our third one, we are going to go. Once again, we're kind of crazy, right? The Bears can't score, but we're going to trust them to put up 10. Can we trust them to put up 10 here? Points by the Bears in the first half over 9.5. Once again, primetime television. I mean, Nick Foles, he has trouble scoring, but touchdown field goal on primetime? Come on. And the Bears defense, they have the opportunity to, have a turnover. So if they stop the run, Dalvin Cook finally fumbles, or if they start to have Kirk Cousins, or maybe they just abandon the game plan and right from the rip they have Kirk Cousins slinging it. That's a turnover right there. In the first half, absolutely. Touchdown field goal again for the Bears. We're going to trust it. Bears over 9.5. And then our final one, maybe our best one, maybe the easiest one, we're going to go Saints 49ers. And the Saints are over. Oh, no, it's went up. Oh, it's went up. We can't take it anymore. Unfortunate. Wow, this one went up an entire point. Right before the show, it was Saints over 13.5 points in the first half. Now it's Saints over 14.5. Folks, I'm the master at these, so please heed this warning. Never take these if it's over 14. You never want to take it if it's more than 14. I don't care who the team is. I never trust it because now you have to start talking about getting 17 points, 3 scores. You have to get 3 scores. You don't get that many possessions in the first half. You don't get that many possessions in a game in general. So never get anything over 14 because now you're talking 3 scores, 3 possessions. We want everything 2 possessions, touchdown, or touchdown field goal. That's all we care about. We never go over 14. Never, ever. The most I've ever seen it is 16.5 for that 17. I've never seen any more than 16.5, I don't think, and I never take anything over 14. 13.5 is the cutoff. I don't even take 14 because now I have to give touchdown, and I don't even win at that point. So never take anything really over 13.5. 13.5 is the cutoff. We're only looking for 2 scores here, folks. Never trust anything where you need 3 scores. So that is definitely unfortunate because we had Saints over 13.5. The argument for that, I mean, Drew Brees, we just saw he put up 30 points. They put up all those points in the first half, basically, last time, so that's easy there. Nick Mullins, he turns the ball over, easy. Saints at home, defense is good, easy. I mean, folks, that one was easy. So let's see if we can find a new one. I'm trying to remember what all these were. Unfortunate. Let's see. I think Tom Brady, I think this was 14 as well. I think this was 14. If this is 13.5, we take this. Oh, yeah, okay, so we substitute it. Bucks over 13.5, kind of similar to the Drew Brees situation. I mean, we've taken the Bucks -6. The same reasons apply to the over 13.5 here. Brady's going to be slinging it from the jump, so expect this one to hit. This one's good. This one's under the 14, so we're good there. Yeah, so this is going to be it. Giants over 9.5 for the first half. Ravens over 12.5 for the first half, Bears over 9.5 for the first half, and Bucks over 13.5 for the first half. It's +779. You put $1,000 on this. You probably want to put $1,000 on this. You're looking at $8,000. That's pretty good. You want $8,000? You bet this. This hits, folks. $8,000 or $1,000 wins you $8,000, folks. These are the easiest ones to hit because everybody's good in the first quarter or in the first half. That's where a lot of people score the points. That's where the Tennessee Titans, they put all the 17 points. So if you know a team's gonna go out and be good, be competitive in this game, you take these because teams are good in the first half and then things start to get wild in the second half. You start to only punt for 16 yards. You start to miss 44-yard field goals. You start to get your punts blocked for a touchdown. So it gets real crazy in the second half. Just take first halves here. These are easy. Make it $8,000. Man, $8,000 in your pocket. You could tell your boss you quit. $8,000? Who cares? You've got $8,000 in your pocket. All right. That's going to do it for us today, folks. Those are our picks. We'll remind you one more time. Dolphins -1.5. Raiders -4. Tampa Bay -6. Those are our locks. Then Texans +3.5. Bengals +7 and Bears +3, folks. Those all hit. Make some money. We're going to be making money, and I want to pass those monies on to you as well. So that is it for today. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think. Interact. Takes by Fans. Let the fans. I want the fans to be heard. So interact here on Twitter @TakesByFans. Be a part of the conversation. Watch it live daily, twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Go to takesbyfans.com. And alrighty, we will see you tomorrow. We'll be back here, folks.